I think that's going to be one of the things that we have to figure out. Technology is here in all kinds of ways, and it's going to make, in some ways, it's going to make our life easier, less, it's going to take less time, less energy. There's lots of things that we have to spend time and energy on that technology is going to make a lot simpler. And so the question is, as we have more time on our hands, as life gets easier, what do we choose to do with it? Do we step into the the technology bubble and isolate and feel lonely? Or when do we recognize that we have more time on our hands because technology has come along and it gives us an opportunity to take that time to connect with other people, to step outside of our bubble and to interact with others? Um, I think that there's an art of being able to connect with and talk with people that we don't see eye to eye with that has taken a huge hit with everything
Mhm.
that's going on right now. And I think a lot of that has to do with we don't interact with people out there anymore.
You
We,
know,
Um,
I'm
my
thinking of a client who, and I don't know much about this organization, but they call it a technology addiction. You know, that not stepping away from the technology or gaming, or are they going to return my call, or what else can I look at online? So I love the fact that there are people really looking at this and being aware that the amount of technology and how they're trying to get their human emotions met via technology, that can be a real problem. So there are some organizations out there. And so if you're thinking, you're a listener and you're thinking maybe you need to take a look at your technology use or someone else's, um, go online. Yeah. But there could be some organizations to assist.
I
so
also want
Yeah.
to say too, just thinking of, you use the word connection, Tim, and I think we have to consider, what does connection look like in this age? Connection doesn't look like what it looked like when we were all growing up, right? It looks a little different now. So there is a different definition. For example, I never, prior to the pandemic, I never would have thought that I could do a lot of the things I do therapeutically remotely. I have most of my stuff is most of my work is remote at this point. I can do EMDR remotely. I can do, all kinds of stuff remotely. Is it the same? I don't think so. I think there's nothing that replicates, being in the room with another human being. But I think there's so many gifts that technology brings. So how do we like, I think kind of what you were saying, use the live in balance, that we use the good of it while also
yeah.
not using this extra time to then get more addicted with something else, technology, and staying disconnected and isolated. I think there's something about this that I think there's beauty, but also
So
incredible problems too.
building on that as we kind of start wrapping up here, where do you get your hope? The hope for what could be. We were talking, technology has its benefits, but we're talking a lot about the impact. And like you just said, Dan, technology's allowed us to do stuff that we couldn't have done before, that we couldn't have thought about that. Like I know the same thing. Like Jeannie and I right now, we have an issue at our office, which is all kinds of fun. But the thing that's come about is that we've been able to move our clients online while our office really isn't usable, which in the past wouldn't have been workable. And so there's an ability to continue to offer services and support and guidance, even though there's this situation that's difficult that is only there because of technology.